Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. We are working on our Whip It Wednesday again. If you are new and don't know what our Whip It Wednesday is, let me show you. For our Whip It Wednesday, we are completing the Merry Christmas pattern. This pattern was in the 2024 Bella Rose 12 Days of Christmas Advent box. This was the large project in it. So this is what we are working on. We've been working on this for a little while. I'm on Clue 8 right now. This is probably the third session of Clue 8. Clue 8 is assembling the white portion in the Christmas tree right here. So let's get into it. Last session I created row 2, but I missed something in the creation of row 2. We were creating the right and left side units, and I completely read over and did not realize I should have been making 4 of each. So what I have done, I've gathered all the fabrics needed to do the 4 right side units and the 4 left side units. It's all the same fabric, just how you turn your half square triangles is going to be different. So let's get into it. We're going to start by making, let me open it up because the right and the left look a little different. I need to have my design wall up for this, but I don't have it up for this. So what we are going to do is start with our right side. So probably what I need to do is just all of them at one time. Probably make it easier. Haven't even got my thread straightened on my machine yet. So I think that's what I'm going to do is just start the first step on all of them. 3 will be done one direction, and the reason I say 3 is because I made one last week and put on the row. And I actually have all of my fabrics laid out right here to do them. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make the 2 bottom rows, because the top row is just this. So if I can get my 2 two-piece rows done and together, we can move on and add that 3rd one. But what I'm going to do is 6 of these, 3 going where the half square triangle goes one direction, and 3 where the half square triangle goes the other direction. So what I'm doing is laying this piece over to the side so I can continue to making this block. So friends, how are y'all doing this Wednesday? It is the middle of the week. So has it been a good week so far? I was off today dealing with my husband's ailments, trying to get all of that taken care of. Everything came out real good. The majority of what we did today, he had to have a meeting with his safety officer because where he had a fall, apparently it's a bad place, and several people have fallen there. But everything turned out fine. He is on the mend. He seems to be doing better, walking better. Now, he can't walk a lot, but he is walking better, so that is good. I'm having to pay attention, because if I don't pay attention, I'm going to put one of these half square triangles the wrong direction. I know that would make it go to the other side, the left side, but that would make me have too many. So now that I have those done, let's just do the others as well. I have 3 others laid out over here to go to the left side. These are the right side. So the left side unit, we're going to take our solid, and then our solid is a background. We're going to take a background and then a half square triangle and turn it the opposite direction. I will need to press these as soon as I finish them. And it tells how to press in the pattern. I don't know if this pattern is available. It's an Aria and Ava pattern. Like I said, it came in the Merry Christmas. It came in their Advent box. I have looked online. I have not seen anything like this pattern. But if you check Aria and Ava Designs, they have some beautiful patterns out there. I actually had all of these stacked out in, how they said to pull your fabrics and all that. I have to look at my pattern to make sure I'm doing them the correct direction. But friends, how is your weather going? Our weather here, like right now, it is 74. And it feels lovely. It feels beautiful. That's the only way I can describe it. It feels beautiful. I love the cooler weather. Now, 74, that is not really cool. I keep my house cooler than 74. But when it goes from being in the 90s to being in the 70s outside, it is a little crispy out there. Now, it did get up in the upper 80s today, so it did get... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I started sneezing there. It did get a little warm today. Well, friends, I go talking about the weather and I start sneezing. I feel another one coming on, but I'm going to try to get this done. This is the sneezing also for me to have nosebleeds, so... Don't let me scare you if that's what happens. But right now, you'll probably notice my allergies are going a little amok right now. We have so much ragweed in our yard. Even we're on the edge of woods, and our ditch line, thank goodness my husband mowed it, or it'd be 10 times as bad. But we have a lot of ragweed and stuff growing around here this time of the year. And you could probably tell now I'm stuffy, and I'll do me a little nasal spray tonight and some Claritin. That should help. So, friends, I'm going to press these right now, because this does tell me a direction to press each one of these. That way I can put them together and they'll nest real easy. So 1 minute and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, I have pressed all of this out. I might have made a mistake somewhere. I think what I did was got them out of order. That's what we're hoping it is. I'm pretty certain it's just out of order, but we are going to see. I thought I was laying them in order, but I think what I did was I laid them by what section they were of the block to press, but we're going to be good. We're going to figure it all out, because I know I sewed them right. I just now have to figure out which one is which. And the color of it does not matter, because that's quite random. Okay, so that is our first one. This is our second one. It looks like I just had them out of order. That is all. So friends, I think my sneezing might have remedied for a little while, even though my eyes are watering now. And I can't see real good. I hope I can see well enough to stitch on that 1/4 inch and not get my finger in it. This has been a year for allergies, I'm afraid. I think they have just gotten me good. I know I'm not the only one, because I know I have some people that I work with that are also like this. And there's, we've been told it was the highest allergens like in a long time. The ragweeds are just going insanely crazy right now. But as long as it don't stop me from sewing, I am a happy camper. Okay, so now I'm going to start doing the left side unit. That's the left side unit. I think I got it back on track now. That one didn't press right. I will be happy though when we get off of clue 8 of this quilt. I feel like we've been on this, I know, at least 3. This is the 3rd session, I think, for clue number 8. We did the row 1 and the row 2, and if we have time this evening, we will do row 3. This looks like it is very short. I don't know why that would be that short. It is what it is at this point, and if it's too short, it's too short, and it don't matter to me. One of the things that is good, though, with this tree is these seams do not match up. They don't nest in the rows. They are actually off-center. So that is a good thing for us. If we have something that's a little too short, we can make it up somewhere else. But I don't know why it would be too short, because all of my pieces are the same exact size. Now that we have these completed, I'm just going to go ahead and sew the unit C, which is our rectangle. I'm going to just sew that on top of what we've just completed here. So what I will have to do is open this up, and we're going to have, this is going to be the right unit. So we are going to sew on C unit right on top here. And I noticed they had us pressing this seam to the right, which is good when we start sewing this together like this, because the seam will be going in the direction that we're sewing, and we don't have to worry about it rolling up under that presser foot. Okay, so here is our second block. Now, do my half square triangles meet up perfectly? No. Is it going to hurt anything? No. Will somebody be able to tell if they get up close to it? Maybe. Does it bother me? No. I think there's going to be enough play in the design or the fabrics that it's not really going to make a difference. You know, flaws will be easily hid. So this is our third one, I think. Yes, so that is still on the top. Okay, so now what we do is we go to our next one now. This is a left facing left side unit. This may be all we get today. We may be able to get more. I hope so. I hope we can get more done this evening. But we will see. I will only record for an hour tonight because it is getting late already. See that one, guys? That one has such a huge difference in it. But when I put them together, the other one is the one that's measuring too large. I know I trimmed down all these blocks, but that one is measuring too large. Maybe I missed one. If I missed one, that's understandable. But I will check it and trim it if I need to. It may mean that I have to take it apart, but I'll do that if I have to. Am I striving for perfection? No, but I am striving for doing what I'm supposed to do on the pattern to make it right, whether it comes out perfect or not. So if I miss trimming a block, I will go back and trim it. Okay, so now I have our 6 units completed. This is our right and left unit. Now we won't use all of these right now, but we will use a set with each row formation that we do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these blocks and I'm going to press them out, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now we have our right and left side units. So let's see about getting another row done. So this next row, just like our second row, it has 3 individual rows in it, and then we tie the side units onto it. So let's get into it. I'm trying to see here what we have doing. Our first row, we're going to just start with rows. I'm going to lay my fabrics here where it makes it easier for me to see what I have. I only have three colors now. I thought I had another one, but I don't. I only have 3. So the first row, we take a half square triangle and an ornament block. This is where I have to get very focused on what I should be doing, because if I don't, I will put it together all wrong, and I have done that already on my very first row. And then we just take a color and a color. A print block and a print block. I'm doing one that's a little darker there. And I'm sure this tells us how we're supposed to press. Now see, this shows you doing your rows up and down. So I'm doing it wrong already. So let's back it up. We're going to take this one off. We're going to do it the correct way. And I'll bring you back after I rip this out. It shouldn't take me very long. I may just keep talking to you. That's what I'll do. Because, hey, we don't hide imperfections here. We put a spotlight on them. We shine them. It's a lesson. With this pattern, I have noticed you do need to look more than that first step, because the first step is kind of a little misleading. Because in one section it shows you doing your piecing your rows side to side, and in this one it shows you doing them in a long strip. So you have to pay attention. And I think the very first virtual shop hop that I did was an Aria and Ava pattern, I think. Don't hold me to it, but that's the one that if I was a drinker, I would say it drove me to drinking, but I'm not a drinker. So, but it confused me really bad how the pattern was wrote. I don't know if it was an Aria and Ava pattern though, but it was wrote kind of the same way this one is. Let's get it right. We've got our half square triangle, and I'm going to put a dark block here, and we're just going to sew that at the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll do the first two pieces of each column. Instead of doing it in a row, we'll do them in an up and down column. So the second column is an ornament block and a print block. And then the next row is a print block. Y'all, I only have one of this color, and I want to throw it in the middle somewhere. We have a print block. I don't have a lot of different, I thought I had more than just this. I may have to cut some different ones out because I can't have them all being these colors, but then I won't have any of different colors. But I'm going to have to throw something different in here. I can't do all of them. Let me get y'all a hold real quick. I'm going to see what colors I have that I can start throwing in here. Okay, so I've added 2 more colors in this. So we've got 2 more. That way we'll have at least 4 colors at all times going, or at the rate of it 3. So I am 1, 2, 3. I am on the 4th one. 4. So we're going to do one of our new colors. We need to introduce it as soon as we can, because if we don't, we're going to have just these on the top part of it. And then we have an ornament. It is not directional fabric, so it does not matter which direction it goes. Then we have 3 color blocks in a row. So we're going to go 1. I knew when I started this I probably needed about 8 different colors. This would give me 6, just because I didn't want to be cutting up a lot of fabric. And I know that is so wrong. So now we do a half square triangle. I don't want to just throw too many of the new colors in. I want to speckle them through there. Okay, so that takes care of our 6 columns that we're going to be doing. Let's cut them apart, and we will then add our bottom piece to these. I'm calling them columns because that's what they're called in Excel. So let's get them started here. We have, let me get my colors down here and I can put my blocks up here. So we have a half square, a color, and then we have an ornament. Now thank goodness this does show us how to press everything out. I think this one does. It doesn't show, but I'm thinking I'm going to press it may. It just says pressing seams in alternating directions. So it doesn't. So the next one we have needs a color fabric. The next one is all color fabrics. So I'm really not going to worry about if they are pressed the right way or not. It's not going to matter to me. So let's see what color. I'm going to throw this one in because this is the same color that is on the half square triangles, and I don't want it caught up next to a half square triangle. And that one is the one. So the next one is all colors. And the last is our half square triangle, a color, and I'm going to put my last dark one on there, so I'm down to 3 colors again. But this is going to be row 3. Okay, so I have these done. I am going to take them off of here, lay them in the order that they're going to be put together, and I will do even to the right, odd to the left, or up and down, however we're going to do it. So one moment and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, we have our rows pressed. I don't know if if I actually pressed them opposite. I did. I called myself doing a different technique on them, and it worked. So I'm not going to fuss about it. But we are just going to try to go on and get this row completed. We're over an hour. But that's with the pressing and everything, so we're not going to count that. We're going to try to go on and get the row assembled. And to assemble this, we don't actually have that much more to do. All we have to do is get these 3 done and then put our end pieces on it. So this will be our next row, and then this one is going to be to the right of that row. I guess we'll see a transition in our tree here because I have the new colors coming in this row, and I already have 2 rows that don't have any of the new colors in it, so it may look a little bit different. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Most Christmas trees have, you know, lighter colors at the top. But this year, when I get the box, I am getting the Bella Rose Advent box. And y'all, no bad words for the other ones that I get. But Bella Rose was my favorite box last year. For 2024, it was my favorite. Everything was quilting inspired. You know, you might have had Christmas socks, but yeah, it was Christmas. We needed Christmas socks. I like the cutesy, quilty themed things, and that is what we got. I still have my box sitting over here on one of my desks. It actually got put up there when I was moving my crafting or sewing room around, and that's not where it goes. One day I'm going to have to just take everything off my computer desk. I have 2 computer desks that sit side by side. I use one for shipping and one for my computer work. And my computer one is this one right here. You see my computer screen right there. Well, I don't want my computer there. I want my computer on my front desk over here and my shipping on that back desk. So I'm just going to have to take everything off that desk and move it around. That's just what I'm going to have to do. Now I'm going on and I'm just continuing to pin and sew these columns together to make those long rows. But I will be getting the Bella Rose box. So those of you that are getting the Bella Rose box, I will be doing their full project, their big project. If they do it like they did last year's and have one big project in there, maybe some smaller projects. And this year, after the Advent boxes come out, I will do a giveaway. Maybe multiple giveaways for the items in the boxes that I'm not going to use, or if I have multiples of it, I don't need multiples of it. And I may, well, I will. I'm going to share some of the items out of the quilting boxes, because most of the times the items in those Advent boxes are, you know, special to that box, limited edition to those boxes, and you'll be able to get a piece of the boxes because I will share them. Now, I won't tell you what's in what I am sharing. I will share with you. But I'm not going to say, well, I will say, don't expect, though, when I do a giveaway of things in the box, that I'm going to give away the big quilting project, because that, if it's something I really like, I'm not going to get rid of it, because, you know, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. And I think one of the things I will start doing is I probably will start making some Christmas quilts and selling those. Probably not this year. Don't expect anything this year. Don't expect too much of me right now anyway. Okay, guys. I'm going to go on and press this because this is just too... I don't like it like that. Well, let me go on and do this. Let's see what we do to end our rows. We're going to do a left and a right side. So let's do our left side first. Now, it's probably not going to nest. Oh, it does. It sure does. Well, how about that? That wasn't planned, but it worked. I'm going to even this up. Just get it under there. Now, I do have another rectangle to put on the outside of this, and it probably shows putting those two together. I'm not doing that. I'm going to put this on the rows first and build outward on the rows. Okay, now we have another piece that we need to put on this side. It is a larger white piece. Let me go on and do my right side too before I go putting those other pieces on, because it's going to be the same piece on each side. Now let's see, does this... Nope. This does not nest. Of course it doesn't. But I can line up those seams, put a pin in it, just as good as a nested seam. We're going to go on and get this put together on that 1/4 of an inch. Always make sure you're on that 1/4 of an inch. Or a scant 1/4 if you're one of those that needs that scant 1/4, be on that scant 1/4 if you need to be. I'm one of those 1/4 inch sewers on everything, even if it doesn't come out to the size it's supposed to be, because I figure if I do everything at a 1/4 inch, it's all going to be the right size. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But we don't get too technical about that. Okay, so now let me see, which fabric this is, because I have several that are shaped like this. Oops. Yeah, I found my other color. I had it under my fabric there. I was wondering what happened to that one. These are the two I need. I have to lay them out there and measure them. So I'm going to just go on and do the side that's right here. So it looks like we're going to be getting like a row at a time on clue 8. Clue 8 is a pretty big clue, y'all. Pretty big. I was hoping I'd have this done by the end of October. Does not look like it, but that is okay. No rush. I don't rush sew. Does anybody else rush sew? Now, if I have a deadline that I need to have something done, I may sew a little extra on it. And I'm, you know, like I may pick it up twice in a week instead of once a week. But I really don't like rush sewing. That's anxiety, guys. And sewing is not supposed to give you anxiety. Sewing is fun. Repeat after me. Sewing is fun. It is relaxing. It is creating something beautiful in this chaotic world. I love to sew. I love to create and make things. And unfortunately, I'm always the one that says, "Ooh, I can do that better," or "I can do that cheaper." And I pick up every craft in the world. But guess what happened? None of it is as cheap as you can just go and buy it at Walmart. It may be built better. It may be made better. But none of it is as cheap as going to Walmart. My husband has told me before, I'll spend hundreds of dollars on equipment to make one thing that I could have bought at Walmart for $15. He's not lying. It's true. My Cricut, that's how I got into Cricut. I was like, I don't want to pay for one of them shirts. That's a lot of money to pay for one of them shirts. Somebody customized it. I can customize my own shirt. I did. I bought a $200 piece of machinery. Well, friends, here is our third row. It looks like I should have more. It just looks like I should have more on. Did I put them backwards? No, I didn't. Okay. So yeah, it looks like I should have another ornament over there on the right side of it, doesn't it? But guys, row 3 done, down. I will put it over here with my other 2. I've not pressed any of them out. I probably won't. I need to, though. I know I need to. But friends, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your busy day to sit down and sew. Enjoy a little sewing with me. I appreciate it, and I enjoy everyone commenting and everything. So if you're still here and you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. That does help my channel grow. Feel free to leave a comment. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.